I've been talking to you lately a bit more about the business loan side of capital when it comes to growing a business than I have been startups and equity and those types of things. Today, we're going to talk a bit about um, how you can get business credit and what's the easiest way to get business credit. So, most folks don't realize that your business, depending on how you've structured it legally, will or can have its own credit score and credit in general. So, when you think about your personal credit, most people understand that you have a score, a number that's associated with your credit worthiness, your personal credit. That's based on the number of loans you have, how much the balance is on those, something called utilization, which takes into account if you've got $100,000 that was available to you on that piece of credit, and your balance is always sitting at $100,000, that's called 100% utilization. If your utilization is too high, it affects your credit negatively. If you're not using enough of your credit, believe it or not, it affects your credit score. And so most people seem to grasp that you personally have credit and credit rating and those types of things. Businesses also have that type of relationship when it comes to credit. Now, if you're a sole proprietorship, meaning you have not legally incorporated your business, when you do business, you're doing business under your social security number, then for the most part, your business credit is your personal credit. Okay. And we will be talking about that in terms of the easiest way to get credit. But so know that your business can have its own credit. So the reason establishing business credit is so important, especially early on, is for the exact same reason. Notice the parallels here, that it's important to establish credit as an individual. Most people, when they are young, will take out their first credit card and hopefully they won't abuse it. And that is how they start to establish their own credit. A lot of parents that I know, to help their child get ready for being out on their own and learning how to manage credit, will establish a small balance credit card for that child and then teach them how to use it, hopefully appropriately. And that will start to establish their credit score as well. And you take out car loans and that impacts it, and home loans and all these things. On the business side, the easiest way to get credit is to do the exact same thing, is to go and get a very small dollar balance available on a business credit card. There's all kinds of them out there, and it's not something that I do, which is go out and promote exact business credit cards. But there are all kinds of offers out there in terms of rate and benefits and cashback and all that stuff. So you should Google that on your own. But the easiest way to get business credit and start to establish that, whether you are a sole proprietorship or you have legally incorporated, is just to get a small dollar business credit card. What could you use that for? Well, if you're having to buy, I don't know, pens, or you're going to buy a video mic or something like that, a computer, that'd be a great use of business credit to start to establish some business credit. There are other ways that you can establish business credit that are different than your personal credit. So on the business side, if you have suppliers that you're buying things from, let's say that you manufacture this microphone, right? And maybe, as a matter of fact, we'll take it a step further. Maybe you manufacture this whole thing. So the arm that's holding it up, the microphone itself, this little pop filter that's on top of it, you sort of sell that whole bundle. And let's say that you're buying this pop filter from a third party. You don't make it yourself. You make maybe the rest of this, but you've decided the pop filter is just out of your expertise and you don't want to mess with this little foam piece. You're going to buy it from somebody else. Maybe they can do it cheaper than you can. Whatever reason, this little pop filter is your thing that you're buying from some other company. That other company is a supplier of yours. And when they invoice you and you pay it, you are essentially establishing credit. Now, most companies out there report those types of transactions to a business or multiple business credit agencies. And that is another way you can start to establish the credit of your business. Now, if you're providing a service and you're not buying any of these types of things, then it's harder to establish credit because of suppliers that you're using. But, if you're buying reams of paper at Office Depot, you could establish a business account there. Okay. As a supplier, you wouldn't think of them as a typical creditor. So I know this is different, but you could establish, an account with an Office Max or something like that. Not just in person, but you could do it online, and you buy your paper from them, right? Because let's say you print lots of paper. Don't know why, I'm making this up on the fly. You buy lots of paper, they become a supplier, and they will most likely be reporting that to the business credit agencies. Now, those business credit agencies are very much often the same personal credit agencies. So here's an example. I live in the Southern United States. And so Equifax is the largest credit bureau in this part of the United States. TransUnion tends to be pretty popular up north. And then there's another one, the third one, called Experian. Equifax has a business credit reporting agency as well. So, that supplier may be reporting if you're taking too long to pay your bill for all that paper that you're ordering. So I drug that out longer than it needed to be. The point is, you have business credit that you can establish, and you should establish it as long as you think you can manage it appropriately and not get yourself into too much debt to start establishing your business credit. Why is that? Because the better or the more established you can be when you go for larger loans, like maybe, say a $4.3 million loan that I talked about on Tuesday's video, you will have established some business credit. You won't just be having a lender look at your personal credit. Now you'll establish some business credit, because usually your business, especially if you're going for a $4.3 million loan, is the actual borrower and you are just the guarantor. So there's a lot of information in this video. You may want to go back and watch it again. Whole point is, you should be establishing business credit. And the easiest ways to do this is twofold. Take out a very small dollar credit card, just like you would on the personal side, manage it well, make your payments on time, but be sure you do use it. You don't want to take it out and then never use it. Okay. And then also work with suppliers. If you have the need for that kind of thing, they should be reporting that information to the credit bureaus as well. And that will establish business credit for you. Anyways, till next time, I hope that helps and hope you find your voice. Have a great day.